Hey everyone, this is Mek, VP of Quality, and this is the group conversation prep video for our upcoming GC on January the 18th. Let me go ahead and share the screen. First off, I'd like to go over our OKRs and then a key update on some of our metrics, some key initiatives, and then lastly, closing out with an overview of our work, detailed work within each teams and sub-departments. Well, let's start out with OKRs. For increasing quality of our product, we're making great progress on boosting our deploy with confidence. New staging environments is captured here. We'll be providing more updates later in the call. Good progress there. We are making incremental updates and progress in reducing our time to first failure, which is TIF. However, I want to call out a risk in delivering get provisioning features that supports Project Horse. This will be a key push for us for the remainder of the quarter. Onto delivering engineering efficiencies, we're making good progress on adding test coverage, documentation for our reference architectures and provisioning tools, which is Git. We are doing experiments, making good progress on increasing community contributors, with the highlight of this quarter being recognizing contributors that keep coming back to us. More updates here also as well. Jihu enablement is going well. We have the tooling in place. They are migrating over to their SaaS instance this quarter, and so far progress is continuing well. We do have a risk in delivering our CI cost dashboard changes and cost efficiency visibility. This is also a key focus for us for the remainder of the quarter. On the team engagement, great progress in psychological safety training from the team. We also have a lot of QE team members, our software engineers and tests, doing ride-alongs, interacting with our customers, and increasing customer empathy. However, there's a risk in meeting our hiring plans. Our recruiting team is doing the best that they can, but we do have a large backlog of positions to backfill. This is also a key focus for us for the remainder of the quarter. We will prioritize the most impactful positions first. A brief key highlight on our metrics. Contributors per month has increased. There's a slide for it later, but however, still under target. We are going to renew MRA focus in quarter one. There's a potential opportunity for a customer tooling contribution back to us, and then we'll be providing more updates here. Master pipeline stability dipped a little bit due to making it more accurate. It was, I gave this update before, it was measuring some of the vanity mechanisms with test retries. Right now we have removed those retries to measure them more accurately, hence the dip, but the metric is more accurate now. Review app is getting more stable. I think it's at 97% now. Kudos to the engineering productivity team. And TIF has been decreasing. We expect some volatility here. There are more experiments coming, so please stay tuned to that. On bugs, S1, it has gone up, and this is because we have closed the medium age ones. The remaining population is now one of the oldest bugs, oldest S1 bugs, and we will continue to march on progress here in closing them and reevaluating their severity. S2 OBA, because the whole team is calibrated on scheduling newer S2 OBA, so age is increasing. However, we do see the backlog is decreasing. Next up is increasing contributors. Really exciting here. We're collaborating with marketing, the community relations team. Key highlights, we have refined and then polished our strategy further. We now have a clear line of sight on the strategy, how more contributions should work. We've identified 4 pillars, which is improve the velocity of the contributions, scaling out the community, expanding the outreach, and then increasing the contribution value. More updates in the strategy doc link below. I do want to highlight that contributors have increased last quarter. Within the past 3 months, the number has gone above 100 unique contributors per month, which is great. We now have visibility into MRA. We will add more focus here in Q1 with the customer. We will add more focus here in Q1 with the customer tooling contributions back to us. And we shipped a hands-on tutorial, which is in the form of a recorded video walkthrough for the GDK, thanks to Mattia, who just joined our community success team. Thank you, Mattia. Next up, we're going to continue on with experiments to recognize contributors, focused on the contributors that keep coming back to us in the past 3 months. This is so that we sustain the progress. And then once that is stable, we can focus on new contributors coming in monthly going forward. I mentioned customer environment check tool contribution already. This is an enterprise customer wanting to contribute back to us. Super excited here. This also will help with reference architectures and then making sure environments are audited accordingly. Community MRH decrease is still a priority. We will deliver the joint strategy with the community relations team, and then also in Q1 look forward to more hackathons. An update on new staging. This has been a big rock project between quality and infrastructure. I want to call out leaders there, Steve, Marion, Amy for their support. Key highlights: we now have 2 environments up and running. We have improved the existing one. We've added incompatibility version validation. This is 70% complete. A new environment has now been set up around 60% complete. This is where all the engineers can go in and test admin roles, more paid tiers, and it has the exact same deployment cadence for staging. So think of 2 environments now in parallel with the same deployments. More testing is being democratized, and we plan to add more test data around this area. We also shipped more documentation and a video overview as well. An overview of the environments, how they play with each other is down below. I highlight that the ones in white and green, that is the new environment. This is built on our 10K reference architecture, and also right now it's in the same parallel workflow as our existing or legacy staging. Lastly, other initiatives, contribution efficiency going on well. We have a new working group coming up soon, which is called the Demo and Test Data Working Group, and this aims to improve our sample data set to make it more usable, more customer facing, and then realize efficiencies into our test data as well, and learnings from there. Going into engineering analytics, we have some team changes. So we are with a low level of shame lagging behind this quarter. However, we are focusing on the 2 key most important areas, which is the completing the CI cost dashboard for user strategy, and also making sure we ship the backlog security PIs from last quarter. This is NGRC. We're doing well with the psychological safety training. We're continuing to make progress on engineer allocations dashboards. For context, for people who have just heard of it, this dashboard is aimed to provide better visibility how work in engineering that is being requested from each department is being worked on and how they're being prioritized. We just discovered that we do need to include the UX department going forward to help outline and provide visibility into sus impacting work. The top level views by producer has been refined this past month. We're going to continue to make progress here. Moving on to engineering productivity. Great progress on OKRs overall. We want to highlight the experiments in reducing TIF and also the 3 experiments that we're doing to reduce community contribution age. Okay, deep dive on the metrics from the engineering productivity side. As I said before, review app stability has been increasing. I'm super proud of the team here. For context, the dip here was because we expanded testing. We increased the number of tests, and we did communicate out that it was going to take a dip. And now in spite of all the increased testing, we have now repaired the stability. So overall net gain and increased stability, we're really, really cool. Master pipeline success rate. This is an area of focus. We do have some iterations coming in to move this back up higher. The dip was due to flaky specs in the lower tier of the test pyramid. And lastly, time to first failure. We made some progress here. We reduced time to first failure from last month. It was, I believe, 16 or 19, and now it's down to around 14. This may be an area of experimentation and volatility as well going forward. Lastly, in the quality engineering subdepartment, overall progressing on OKRs, I called out before that we have a renewed focus on project horse and the provisioning features that is in OKR number 2 here, which is at risk. This would be our focus for the remaining quarter. I mentioned OBA S1 and S2 before. Even though the age is increasing, you can see that the backlog is decreasing. And with the S1s, these are not the hardest ones that we are focusing on. These are the legacy S1s that's been around for a long time. We aim to reevaluate severity, whether it's true or not, and then aim to make sure that there are no outliers in age. For S2s, currently the team is focusing on the newer S2s. Once the backlog is clear, we anticipate the age to come back down again. We do have eyes on deck here to reduce OBA overall. Great new PIs for the age of quarantine tests and then the duration of tests. A key call out that we realized that the MR rate for our department has been lower this past months. We'll be focused on the MR rates in Q1 and the QE sub-department will be helping to drive the progress here. Lastly, closing out deployment, details on deployment with confidence. An announcement has been made for the new staging environments, better tooling, better progress, better automation for our SCTs who are on call. There's more updates coming in and then on-call process improvements as well. So that's it for our overview. I look forward to your questions and discussions. See you there on Tuesday.